SuperCab app today. SuperCab, your ride, your way. Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing SuperCab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds, safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the SuperCab app today. SuperCab, your ride, your way.
In today's digital age, staying ahead of the curve is crucial for success. Taraba Business School is committed to empowering the next generation of leaders with the skills they need to thrive. We present to you our special computer training exclusively designed for SS3 and GSS3 graduates. Our comprehensive program covers a wide range of topics, including Microsoft Word, master the art of document creation and editing, unlock the power of data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Access, learn to manage and analyze database, Microsoft PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences, graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills, Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals, programming using web design, build dynamic website and web applications, database development, learn to design and manage databases, UI/UX design, create user-friendly and intuitive interfaces. At the Taraba Business School, we believe in creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Our experienced instructors will guide you every step of the way, providing you with hands-on training and mentorship. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a competitive edge. Contact us today to learn more about our program and register for the next session. Call 080-6026-9140, 070-6342-8464 or 090-1010-8844 between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Taraba Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Join us today and unlock your full potential. Taraba Business School, opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. Empower yourself with the skills of the future. Register now.
Yes, good morning, Nigeria, and good morning, Taraba. Welcome to another bright and beautiful Monday on the Sun TV Morning Show, where your week begins with more than just tea and toast, or kunu and kose, as we call it here. It begins with truth, tenacity, and a touch of some Taraba magic this morning. I am your host, Abraham Mine Judah. And trust me, I didn't just wake up on the right side of the bed. I woke up grateful, hopeful, and ready to bring you news that's fresh, stories that matters, and a little sprinkle of inspiration today, and a little of good nature's analysis, and just to keep your brows light and your heart lifted. Now, before we dive into headlines, into what the weather looks like, let me share a short inspirational story with you. A story of peace, unity, and what it means to choose harmony over hatred. In a small village where two rival families lived on opposite sides of the river, hatred was tradition. But one day, after a heavy storm destroyed the only bridge connecting them, a young boy, just 9 years old, began to build a raft with his bare hands. When asked why are you building these rafts? He said, if the adults won't build bridges, the children must float across anyway. That raft became a symbol and a conversation starter. And eventually, a new bridge was built. Now, not just this new bridge built was not just of wood and nails, but of courage and forgiveness. Friends, in a world where war drums are beating from Gaza to Iran and from Jerusalem to the echoes of broken nations, from Plateau to Benue to Taraba, let us choose to be rafts. Let us be the bridges. And I would like to take this quote from a great man, Nelson Mandela, who once said, peace is not just the absence of conflict. Peace is the creation of an environment where all can flourish. So from today, from Jalingo to Jos, from Lagos to London, we call for peace in Nigeria, where tribal tensions still threaten unity. We call for peace in the Middle East. Call for peace in the world and in every place where hearts are heavy and homes are broken. War may bring news, but peace builds nation. Good morning. This is the Sun TV Morning Show. And with me this morning to help build nations and to help bring peace is no other person than Mr. Iradane Kukwen, Director of News and Public Affairs of Sun TV. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Abraham, and good morning, Nigeria.
Welcome to the show this morning.
I'm always very happy to be here.
Oh, I'm always happy to be here too. It's a wet Monday morning here in Jalingo.
Yes, it's a rainy season, and glory to God, we're having a lot of rains at this time of the year. We pray for the sustenance of the rain so that at the end of the day, we will have bumper harvests, because survival is one of the greatest needs of mankind. So we need to cultivate the food that we eat, and for the food to be cultivated, we need peace. Somehow, in one way or the other, there is no way you will be the same with even your brother that you're same mother, same father. There is this distinctive nature in him that is not like yours. And when it becomes something that you're not able to condone, crisis will begin. Let's look for a way of looking out at those things that makes us live together in peace. You will find them, you will discover that Israel and Iran are from Middle East.
Yes.
They share this cultural affinity in their language. If you understand Arab that is spoken in Iran, there is a way you pick what is being said in Hebrew because of the cultural affinity. So they are more of brothers than enemies that they are trying to project to the world now. If they look inward and look at it very well, they will find more of those things that unite them than the ones that disunite them.
Yes, definitely. We look at also, we have more of things that unite us than things that disunite us. And that is why we call for unity, we call for peace, we call for justice across the world. And for the sake of the children that are dying, for the sake of the women, for the sake of the people who are going through a loss right now, we call for peace. That takes us to the weather reports this morning. Let us look at what the weather is looking at across some locations in Nigeria. Well, let me start from Jalingo. Today, the weather report for Jalingo stands at, I think for now it's about 24 degrees in Jalingo here, where the city is a little bit rain here and there. So we'll be expecting a day that will be much more mild than yesterday.
Okay.
Although yesterday later in the day it became
The sun became so hot.
So that is what we should be having. It's going to be mostly cloudy today in Jalingo. So get ready. You may go out with your umbrella, and you may go out this morning, especially for the young ones. Ensure that they wear warm clothes.
Yeah.
While across Nigeria, Abeokuta this morning is about 24 degrees. while Bauchi is 22 degrees, Dutse is 23 degrees, while Katsina is on the high side at 27 degrees. While for Lagos will be around 24 degrees. Osogbo is 23, Owerri 24 degrees, Sokoto 29. Sokoto is always on top of the table when it comes to,
At times they compete with Maiduguri too.
Yeah, Maiduguri, Sokoto, Yola.
Yola,
yes.
yes.
3 major cities in Nigeria. And then Umuahia will be 24, Yenagoa is 24, Yola is 25 degrees. So that is the weather report for today. So the country high is 29 degrees for Sokoto, while country low is 22 degrees for Bauchi. And the maximum wind should be looking at 22 degrees, 32 kilometers per hour, which is the average in Dutse. While for Abuja will be 26 degrees overcast, but it's going to be feeling like 27 degrees, and the forecast will be 31/22 degrees. While the wind is 2 kilometers per hour, so it seems it's going to be hot today in Abuja.
Most likely.
So that is all for the weather forecast for today. Now let us go to the papers. Let's go to the papers this morning. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's go to the Guardian. Let's start with the Guardian newspaper. Okay, now we are on the Guardian newspaper. So, on the Guardian, we have ECOWAS bio to champion democracy, security, regional reform. That is on page 4 of the Guardian. Then we have the story, APC silent as PDP dismisses formation of ADA. That story is also on the Guardian. The APC silent as PDP dismisses formation of ADA. Then Lamido differs with Inyam over Tinubu's role in June 12 annulment. That story is on page 9 of the Guardian. Then you have Sanwo-Olu to meet APC stakeholders ahead of local government polls. That is page 7. Lagos State is going to go to the polls
for local government elections.
For local government elections, and it has been a tough time. Even with the primaries of the APC was more like even the major elections.
I think it's a build up to 2027 elections. So I think the local governments and the development areas will determine how the 2027 gubernatorial election goes in Lagos State. So it's good for them to start early.
Well, I think the local government election, just like every other state, all know the direction. It's mostly one party affair. That is why if you look at the primaries of the APC, it was very, very competitive.
Because everybody knows that if you secure the ticket, somehow to become the winner.
To become the winner at the state level. We have this story, cloud burst. Ogun government urges calm as lightning kills 32 cows. That is quite serious.
I think that is strange. We've not heard of this. I think this is the first time I'm hearing this kind of story. At one point in time like that, 32 cows.
It's quite strange. Obi Atiku decry rising insecurity as Tinubu northern governors condemn killings. That story is on page 6 of the Guardian. Insecurity escalating. Yenagoa judge abducted man confesses to killing toddler. That is on the Metro page 12 of the Guardian. While the major story has the Israel-Iran war, hope for Nigeria trouble fiscal outlook as oil prices head to $80.
I think you made this analysis on your Facebook page.
Yes,
just yesterday.
I said it is.
Maybe it's your thoughts that Guardian picked over.
Well, whenever I hear about the trouble in the Middle East, what comes to my mind is an increase in the price of crude, and also an increase in the price of the finished products here in Nigeria. So it's going to be two ways. While the country is going to get more resources, then we Nigerians will be paying for
more to get
the prices has increased already. It was, it went as low as in Jalingo, it went as low as 9.15, 9.20, 9.30
per liter,
9.40 per liter. But over the weekend, it has gone back to 9.85, 1,000.
Yes, I think we bought yesterday at NNPC filling station 1,000 per liter.
1,000. So you could say that yes, it has gone back to the to what it is increased on the increase, and I'm not surprised. Anybody that says it's surprised, that means the person hasn't been following the trend.
Yeah.
I told people, I said which will have impact on the economy. Let's look at what the Guardian has to say. They say Nigeria to earn 976 billion monthly from rising price, and you know the benchmark was for this year was 75
per dollar,
which
per barrel.
Yes. What at the beginning of when the budget was presented, everybody was skeptical because at that time it was around 72. They were skeptical about how the federal government was
will be able to get this
based on the 75 because it was kind of unrealistic.
Yeah.
Then it got to a point it dropped to as low as 60. It was in the 60s. Now it's looking upward to 80. So Nigeria to earn 976 billion monthly from rising prices. Federal government must plan to avert inflation, reduce looming fare increase. FX earning may rise by 15%, says Padebo, while cool back loans or theft may undermine gains. That's another thing. There are a lot of loans that are cool back and also theft. So the reporters have escalation of hostilities in the Middle East following the involvement of the United States in the Israel-Iran conflict has triggered extreme volatility in crude market, with prices set to spike sharply as the market opens today. While this is bad news for global economy, Nigeria joined a few potential net gainer countries of the crisis. But oil theft concern, outstanding oil-backed loans, poor governance framework, and higher cost of refined products will undermine the gains, the Guardian was informed at the weekend. And there is also this potential closure of the Strait of Hormuz may leave the global economy with significant strain and a possible price spiral, raising fresh inflation concerns. Whereas consumers may pay much higher prices for petroleum products in the coming months, the federal government stands a chance to increase its revenue sustainability from the rising crude to build the gap in its revenue. So it's
You know, the truth is that we've experienced this before. This is not the first time Nigeria is experiencing this, they describe it as oil glut. During IBB, at a point in time, we have this field day, we have plenty of money coming in, yes,
the
Gulf War. But that history has shown that we didn't make good use of it, though we have one or two things that can be attributed to the benefits that we got from the Gulf War. So another opportunity has come for Nigeria to write its name in gold. President Tinubu is at the helm of affairs now. We look forward to him making very good use of this opportunity. We already
after then, during I think 2013, it rose to as high as $100 per barrel.
And we have this history of not being able to manage these situations very well. We're looking forward to Tinubu doing better than before. We're already at disadvantage, considering the fact that we have loans that are backed by crude. This is something that has already placed us in disadvantage. But there is still a way that with the right team, with the right commitment, there is a way we can turn this thing into good fortunes for Nigeria. So let's see how it goes. But, well, let me just say...
Let me just say, in the past where we used to have this boom, we've never faced it in a deregulated market.
Okay, yes,
that's all during the period of subsidy.
Yes.
Now, this is the first time that Nigerians will be facing the direct effect of this. Although now we may have cushion in the fact that there's a need to look at that Naira crude sale, that deal again, and see how the government must look at how they can mitigate the effect of this price of food upon Nigeria, because the federal government definitely will earn more resources, and it will flow down to the states and the local. Not only the federal government, the states too will earn more resources, the local government will earn more resources. But again, it's going to have adverse effect on the prices of goods and services, because it all depends on transportation. With power most industries power their energy through petroleum products. So it's going to have effect on the economy. It is how we manage it, just like you say, that really matters. But this will be the first time we're having this situation without subsidy.
Yes, the truth is some of this boom do not all by itself save the economies of the nation. It is the management of these things that, so we're looking forward to President Tinubu and his vice, who is the chairman of the economic, what do you call them?
Yeah,
this
the National Economic
Council, something like that. So we're looking forward to them doing a very good job to for the benefit of Nigeria, so that at the end of the day, posterity will judge them well. Just like I said, IBB and other regimes before had this opportunity and it went down the drain without any thing to show for it as a nation. So we call on President Tinubu to, at least this point in time, do it right. Let it not be the structural adjustment program of the 1980s that succeeded in bringing Nigeria to one of the highest positions of inflation.
Well, with that, let's move to the Punch. The Punch newspaper this morning. On the Punch, I think we just have one headline. Okay, we have Iran-Israel petrol may hit 100 naira per litre as oil prices soar. That's on page 2. It has already hit 1,000 naira per litre. It has already hit 1,000 per litre in most cities in Nigeria.
Yeah, I told you we bought in NNPC retail here.
I also bought at 1,000. I also bought at 980. Pastoral crisis. 11 states embrace federal government ranching plan as killing surge. Government offer land Adamawa, Bayelsa, other cautious. Farmers reject open grazing. Let us look at what the Punch has to say concerning this. Okay. Well, the pastoral, we're looking at pastoral crisis. Federal government embraces ranching. 11 states are taking steps to commence ranching as a way to address the age-long violent clashes between herders and farmers, which has claimed several lives. While some states have allocated land for ranching, many others have pledged land, and a few are developing policies that will guide the initiative as viable business ventures. The states ready to commence ranching are Lagos, Plateau, Ondo, Zamfara, Bauchi, Delta, Niger, Kano, Jigawa, Nasarawa, and Anambra. Development comes against the surge in killings in Benue and Plateau communities linked to armed herders. Last week, over 200 persons were murdered in Yelewata, Benue State by armed assailants. President Tinubu attributed the incident to land grabbing and vowed to go after the perpetrators. Well, that is it. Now let us look at let's look at the Power Secretary at the Lagos State Minister of Agriculture and Food System. Emmanuel Aldu said the state has been developing its ranching system that was open to collaboration with the federal government and other interested stakeholders. So let us look at this issue of ranching. I think this, to me, this is the way out of this open grazing issue.
I believe that if we implement ranching procedures in Nigeria properly, it will solve the problem of this crisis up to like 70%. Because most of this crisis is attributed to herders, farmers. These people have the same interest. The herders need the land to graze their animal. Farmers need the land to cultivate crops. And this clash of interests always degenerate to crisis where thousands and hundreds of people have been killed, just like the one we experienced in Guma, in Yewata, in Benue State recently. Now, if we are able to implement ranching completely and everybody is complying, the herders realize that it is the best way to go and they imbibe it and follow the procedures completely, it is going to go a long way in even developing the sector. Because experts, scientists have established that cattle that are ranched are far better than the one that are herd
more
over.
productive.
So even I think the Emir of Mori some time ago was talking about how ranching is the best way of. He was giving an example with his own farm. It was a public function where he mentioned how he grows this grass now, this grass that are being used for his animals, and he testified to how it is more lucrative to do ranching than to herd animals. So I think we're going somewhere. The only problem is that it's only 11 out of the 36 states or the 35 states that is indicating interest.
Another thing is that people need to take away, they need to begin to think outside the box. Now, ranching is a business. Cattle business is a business. Don't think that cattle business is meant for a certain group of people. This is a business opportunity for you to key in. The thing that some people see this as a business of, when you talk about we want to provide land for ranching, they begin to think
is for Fulani people.
No, this is business. You can go into it. People do cattle business.
Before we came up live, I was explaining to you how Birom people in Jos, they have lot of cattle as Birom, not Fulani. You understand? Yeah. Though they do heading too, as in the way Fulani do, but you will see some of those headers in Bukuru axis in Jos are pure Birom, not that have no relationship with Fulani.
Here we have a lot of people that are not Fulani, that are with our cows. So it's a business. It doesn't mean that, and well, some people say, why give them land? I say yes. Even those into spare parts, those government build markets.
Even if these lands are being rented, somebody can rent your land for 10 years.
Yes.
Provide all the necessary facilities, the borehole, the ranching environment where he can keep 200 cows. And if he pays good money, you can even invest, just like you mentioned. Some of these indigenous people, the Jukuns, the Kuteb, the Wurkum, can just invest in ranching, buy a lot of cows, keep them somewhere, and you make good money.
Some people are already doing it at home.
At home, keeping 2, 3. Yeah.
I have a place there in Lagos, just close to my place. I started with 1 cow, 2 cows. It started with what do you call it, rams during Salah. Okay. It's an empty piece of land. The city center, any piece of land that is empty, you usually find people. So they started during Salah period. They would bring some rams there to sell. After Salah, they moved them away. Eventually, this ram started staying there, and cows. And now, if you go there, you will see cows and rams just within the city, and they very healthy ones. They take care of them. They go to the market. They buy what they need. They go to where they call Alabarago, get reedy and the rest of it. They come. Even sometimes they come with trailers to supply them
the food.
The food there. And these cows grow and they sell. And I said, this is a typical example of ranching. Some of those guys come as far as Jigawa State to buy cows. And they bring it to there. And even, fortunately, sometimes if the trailer is going to Alabarago, it passes that, it just stops, drop their cow or their ram for them, and they are good.
And I'm thinking of something. Maybe the government should do the initiative, open up a place, and start doing the ranching for government. For instance, local government, Osa local government, Takun local government have a lot of lands where they can just buy maybe 15 hectares to 20 hectares of land, fence it, put the necessary manpower, and buy 300 cows and begin to ranch it for the local government, so that people can look at it and start thinking, okay, this is a good business, maybe there's a way we can just do it.
Me advising government to put our money into that. Let them just provide this thing, because we know what happens to other governments and businesses. Let them just provide a ranch, just like the way they provide motor parks, provide markets, provide places where people can do business, free trade zone. Let them provide a place where people can come, rent this place, or buy or lease, and then provide the facilities, provide security, provide roads, provide water, provide this, and let people invest it. But if you tell our people to government to go into this thing, those cows, they will not see the light of the day.
But what I'm saying is, during festive seasons, Christmas, Salah, you will see government donate. During
those cows will not see.
No, what I'm saying, they will donate cows to individuals, religious organizations. I've seen where cows have been donated to churches, UMC, and like that. Now they go to the market to buy those cows. Maybe they should just think ahead and say, okay, let's start rearing these cows, so that when Salah come, okay, we plant 15 for UMC and 15 for Islamic Council.
I will call the chairman of Kusa to do it, but please don't call my chairman to do it. Let us just provide land for us to go and invest in ranching. But don't let them. I'll call the chairman also and tell them that you suggested that they should start cattle business.
I think it's a good business.
Okay, it's a very, very good, very good. Go to, there are countries all over the world where, like Netherlands, the kind of cows, they have very few cows, but very productive cows.
Cuba too. I think Cuba.
Look at Cuba.
Yeah, Cuba too depends on dairy.
There's a lot we can learn from these people. A lot we can learn from ranching. Well, now let's go to Daily Trust. Let me see. There are some stories I saw there that. Let's see, Daily Trust. Sorry, the network is okay. Okay, Daily Trust. Yes. Let's go to Daily Trust. I think on Daily Trust we have just one headline. Plateau killings, Delta's hit 13 as survivor narrate ordeal, victims buried in Mango, Kwampan. Let's go to this. It's a very sad one coming from Plateau State there. Very sad. In addition to the 8 corpses that were recovered on Saturday, the bodies of 4 travelers earlier declared missing were said to have recovered yesterday, while one of those injured was also confirmed dead. It's a very sad one. I still can't get my. The victims comprised 32 men, women, and children who were traveling in an 18-seater bus belonging to Ahmadu Bello University Zaria from Basawa community in Zaria, Kaduna State to Kwampan local government of Plateau, where they were attacked. They were said to be traveling to attend a wedding ceremony when they ran into their assailant around 8 p.m. The attackers also reportedly set the bus conveying them. Set ablaze the bus conveying them. Sheikh Suleiman Haruna, Chief Imam of Jamaatul Izalatil Bida, Bakami Sunnah, and Chairman of the Muslim Consultative Forum in Mango, told Daily Trust that the bodies of the 4 missing travelers were recovered yesterday. He said one of the 19 injured travelers later died at the Mango General Hospital, taking the death toll to 13. 9 of the victims were buried amid tears on Saturday evening at Ajia burial. Now, please, you've lived around this area. What do you think will have led to this?
It's just the issue. It's just the issue of mistrust and the fact that the people are volatile, considering the fact that there is this sense of distrust. There's this sense of the fact that because maybe these people look like some people, you understand, maybe by the way they dress, or maybe just by, because this thing must have been triggered by something that ordinarily, you understand, couldn't have led to this. But a little disagreement can lead to this because there's an inherent distrust, an age-long distrust between some tribal and religious affinities like that. I think this is just what caused this problem. We were talking about it some days ago when the president was in Benue that there is a way that until we stop these senseless killings, we're tired of the condolences because the president is already calling on the Inspector General of Police to see that the culprits have been arrested and this and that.
I even saw somewhere that about 22 people have been arrested. I saw it in one of them.
Let's see how they will be executed. Let's see how this arrest will serve as deterrent for.
One of the survivors said, Ibrahim Umar said, we are traveling from Zaria to Kwampan for my cousin's wedding. The groom's father and his uncle and younger brother were with us. We explained to attackers that were strangers carrying kola nuts and wedding gift, but they didn't listen. They said the father and younger brother of the groom was also killed in the incident. The groom's uncle was also killed. The groom is from Zaria, but lectures at an institution in the area. While teaching, he met a woman and they agreed to get married. We explained everything to the attackers, but they didn't understand. We told them we are strangers from Kaduna State, heading for a wedding ceremony. They agreed. Well, members, this is quite
disheartening. What could have been their fault? What did they do wrong that it cannot be discussed and resolved?
Give anybody powers to decide.
That is what I'm saying.
Someone has done wrong or right, and then you take the life of those people and then set the vehicle ablaze. It is it's kind of
a very painful way to die.
People go the father of the groom. And now, what the groom and the bridegroom, how will they ever agree to go into this?
Well, I think maybe, yeah, if they go ahead with the wedding, it's going to go a long way in...
It will always bring back very, very sad memories. No matter, there's no way they can erase. They look at the death, something that was supposed to be a thing of joy, a thing that if they have done, will have led to reproduction, but now it has led to the loss of lives. 33 people dead. Okay, how many people dead?
13.
13 people dead, sorry, already. So it is a very, very sad one. Now we'll call on everyone.
Okay.
Let us
look at this part of the report that is, I think, is interesting. Like that, it said, but for the intervention of the soldiers stationed near the scene of the incident, the situation would have been worsened. The soldiers really helped us. They came to rescue us. If not for their quick response, the situation would have been different. I think kudos to
the soldiers, and I know how hard it is for military to intervene in such situation, because before you know, the people become hostile,
and they
will claim that
the soldiers,
the military, or the war are trying to protect bandits or criminals or whatever they call it, and it may even the military may need to take extra, may need to use force to disperse these people. It's a very, very sad one.
Look at this report again. Another survivor, Saadu Abdullah, stated that we lost our way. Look at it. We lost our way and entered the village by mistake. We stopped to ask for direction. Suddenly, people began beating us. They told them about the wedding, but they wouldn't hear us. My elder brother and younger ones were killed. They took our phones too. These things are just criminals. They're just robbers, you understand?
They hide under these things, and they will still, a lot of them, they will be caught with that phone. That I'm very, very sure. Well, let's go to, let's just take one more paper before the top of the hour. Yes, there's this story I saw somewhere. Okay, I think let's go to Daily Times. Yeah,
okay.
Daily Times. I saw the story about PDP. Maybe we may even take.
Is it on Punch? Oh, Daily Times. Okay,
Daily Times,
okay.
It's in the Daily Times. Okay. And let's just take that story. INEC can stop our 100th NEC meeting. That is the PDP. Let's quickly take that. So I also want us to take the one of the ADA, the new party that was been formed. So let's look at this. The Daily Times. Okay. The main opposition party. Okay. You know, there's this story that PDP submitted a notice to INEC
to hold the NEC, and INEC refused to recognize the letter, saying it must be signed by the recognized secretary, IAU's secretary.
The recognized secretary, national secretary, but it wasn't signed by the. It wasn't even signed by the national secretary.
It was signed by the national chairman.
By the national chairman and one other person, but not the national secretary.
Okay.
So they have vowed that independent national cannot stop it before coming national executive committee meeting. She had a press conference in Abuja on Sunday. National Publicity Secretary to the party, Honorable Debo Ologunagba, said preparations for the meeting was in top gear. Recently, INEC wrote a letter to PDP complaining that the notice of NEC meeting was not in order, as it was not signed by the national chairman and the national secretary. But Ologunagba said INEC's acting secretary, Alilu Aminu, who signed the letter, was only trying to assist the All Progressive Congress to perpetrate the one-party mission. The PDP said by Nigerian law and the PDP constitution, INEC role is limited to being notified about convention, congresses, or primaries where party officials or candidates are to be elected.
Okay.
My own take is that they should, rather than having this war with INEC, they should go to INEC office, iron out these issues. Because if at the end of the day, if the NEC meeting turns out to be an illegality, it's going to have serious effects on the PDP. And a lot of people will leave the party because it may render their congress or primaries
null and void.
So to me, if I was there, I wouldn't take any. We will go to INEC office with our legal advisors, and then we iron out these things.
But since INEC came out to announce this in a public domain, maybe there is a need for them to counteract it in a public domain too. Because what I'm thinking is, well, I'm not a lawyer, but if parties' issues has to be their internal responsibility, just as pronounced by the court, why is INEC now interfering? If PDP now decide to say, okay...
So why did PDP write to INEC if there is no need for INEC?
No, what I'm trying to say is that there is this part of the law that requires that INEC should observe and supervise the Congress and other things like that. Now, if PDP decide that we want our PRO to sign this letter, it is their internal decision, I think.
No, but the thing is this. Does the PRO sometimes someone might just say, since anybody can sign, but I might just decide to...
I think what INEC should have done is to call the person they recognized in the party and say, okay, Mr. Damagum, are you aware that your PRO signed a letter? I think
PDP should not go this late. This is the time. Whether INEC wants to do this or not, the most sensible thing, they say if you want to catch a monkey, you act like a monkey. There are sometimes you don't try to prove right. Carry your own national
school to the
go to INEC office. Go and meet them. We want to do this. What do you need? Because somebody somewhere within the PDP is looking at this and already telling his lawyers, let us get ready. Somebody somewhere outside of the PDP, but with one toe in the PDP, is looking at this and looking for how to hit them. If they don't sort this out with INEC, and INEC does not, if they go ahead, it may end up being an illegality, and which they should avoid that by all means. If there's begin to be sniff of this thing not being illegal, that there's issue, before you know, all the other governors too, nobody wants to do a primaries and
at the end of the day, it becomes null and void. That's a very serious issue.
That's why a lot of people are running away from PDP. They're not sure they will overcome this problem.
Well, there's this insinuation that, let's see how it goes. But I think PDP should be able to get around this by following the path that this is our internal affairs allow us to do as we want. I think so.
Let them just do what will be safe. So that at the end of the day, those that want to leave will not just say, well, we said it. Well, let's go. There's this story on the Tribune that I want us to take before we go. The Tribune has a story that has to do with ADA, the new party.
Okay.
Let me just take that story. 2027, controversies raise application to register ADA. That is the new kid in town. Some people say it's Ada. Some people say it's Ada.
Is Ada actually?
Some people say it's Ada. Ada means sister in Igbo.
Okay.
Ada means cutlass in some
Hausa.
Hausa even Yoruba. Well, it's good for a party. Even before they are registered, they are already making waves. Then they say controversy is trailing the application for the All Democratic Alliance, the Independent National Electoral Commission for registration as a political party. It is believed that the association is being promoted by the Nigerian National Coalition Group, that is NNCG. Later dated 19, the proposed party stated that it accompanied the application with the constitution, logo, and minutes of the promoters as part of the conditions of INEC. But former Vice President Atiku Abubakar did so report that he and other leaders in the NNCG has adopted ADA as a new platform to challenge President Bola Tinubu. So it according his digital media strategies, his essay on media strategy, Demola Olariwaju, explained that there were still ongoing consultation by the leaders of the NNCG, hence no decision has been finalized on the possible adoption of ADA. Similarly, the National Chairman of African Democratic Congress, whom we thought last week or 2 weeks ago that would be the platform that it will be used, the ADC, Chief Ralph Okenwosu described the birth of ADA as fake.
Okay.
claiming that the issue of the platform to be adopted by the coalition has been settled long ago. He said the formal unveiling of the platform will be performed this week based on decisions taken by all stakeholders. He accused the fifth columnist of indulging in falsehood and propaganda about the intent of the coalition to form. What the All Democratic Alliance means, you can see that it is fake. So,
well, I don't agree that so long as it is recognized by INEC, it's not fake. It can be a viable a platform for anybody to want to contest election. It could be another Labour Party. What it could be, that version of Labour Party in 2023 election in 2027. Let's see how it goes. It may be one of those political parties that will change the political landscape of Nigeria, just like Labour Party did in 2023.
So, but Labour Party is a party that has been registered for years, and it
notwithstanding.
Well, the APC was able to do it within less than 1 year of its registration, yes, or 1 year after its registration.
In 2015.
So maybe let's see whether the ADA or the APC is crying foul. I don't know why they're crying more than they bereaved. The ADC instead that it does not exist, that is fake, that is.
But that calls for caution. There is a need for them too to follow the procedures to ensure that they're not fake, because
if they are registered by INEC, how can another party chairman be say a party is fake? that is the question. Well, I think that's all we can take on this segment of the morning show. So stay tuned while we go for a short break. When we come back, the PG segment of the morning show will be here.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way.
In today's digital age, staying ahead of the curve is crucial for success. Turabo Business School is committed to empowering the next generation of leaders with the skills they need to thrive. We present to you our special computer training exclusively designed for SS3 and JSS3 graduates. Our comprehensive program covers a wide range of topics, including Microsoft Word, master the art of document creation and editing, unlock the power of data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Access, learn to manage and analyze database, Microsoft PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences, graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills, Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals, programming using web design, build dynamic websites and web applications, database development, learn to design and manage databases, UI/UX design, create user-friendly and intuitive interfaces. At the Turabo Business School, we believe in creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Our experienced instructors will guide you every step of the way, providing you with hands-on training and mentorship. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a competitive edge. Contact us today to learn more about our program and register for the next session. Call 080-6026-9140, 070-6342-8464, or 090-1010-8844 between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Turabo Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Join us today and unlock your full potential. Turabo Business School, opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Turabo State. Empower yourself with the skills of the future. Register now. In today's digital age,
Turabo State, let's ascend to the future. Imagine a world where entertainment, transportation, finance and commerce are at your fingertips 247. Welcome to the future. Taraba Business School and Taraba News proudly present a revolutionary lineup of products and services designed to transform your life. Sun TV, your premier 247 destination for local and international entertainment, news and educational content. Come to the broadcast of News Hour on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of World News on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of news across Nigeria on Super Media Television.
This is Sport Daily on Sun TV.
Good morning, Nigeria. This is the morning show from Sun TV.
Super Cap, safe, convenient and affordable 247 transportation services across Jalingo and Taraba State.
Is crucial for success. Taraba Business School is committed to empowering the next generation of leaders with the skills they need to thrive. We present to you our special computer training exclusively designed for SS3 and JSS3 graduates. Our comprehensive program covers a wide range of topics, including Microsoft Word, master the art of document creation and editing, unlock the power of data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Access, learn to manage and analyze database, Microsoft PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences, graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills, Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals, programming using web design, build dynamic websites and web applications, database development, learn to design and manage databases, UI/UX design, create user-friendly and intuitive interfaces. At the Taraba Business School, we believe in creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Our experienced instructors will guide you every step of the way, providing you with hands-on training and mentorship. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a competitive edge. Contact us today to learn more about our program and register for the next session. Call 080-6026-9140, 070-6342-8464 or 090-1010-8844 between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Taraba Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Join us today and unlock your full potential. Taraba Business School, opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State.
Welcome back to the morning show on Sun TV. Well, I think now we'll go to the Taraba News segment of the morning show, where we'll be looking at stories that make the front pages of Taraba News. That stories that has to do with Taraba State. So we're going to be looking at the stories from Taraba News. That is, Taraba News is Taraba's most influential newspaper, and it's always up to date with anything, any story, any information that has to do with Taraba State. So let's go to the story. Well, looking at the major headlines, let me go through the major headlines, then we run into the pages and look at what the stories have to say. Complementing government's effort on clean environments, that story is on page 7. Then we have His Royal Highness. Okay, Our Royal Highness Dr. Aisha Abubakar Baju conferred with the prestigious traditional title of Gimbia Bio. Story is on page 2 of Taraba News. The Honorable Commissioner Nagombe visits Lakapan Tropicana Resort draws inspiration for Zango Kombi Hills project. For Zongo Kombi Hills project. That story is on page 6. Then upholding the oath at Taraba State University, students reminded of their pledge to discipline and order. That story is on page 5. Let us start with the story of let's go to the story of the Lakapan Tropicana. It's a story that is of interest to me, where story has it that Honorable Commissioner Nagombe visits Lakapan Tropicana Resort draws inspiration for Zongo Kombi Hills project. In a strategic move to promote heritage and ecotourism in Taraba State, the Honorable Commissioner for Heritage and Ecotourism, Reverend Joseph Titus Nagombe, embarked on an official tour of the renowned Lakapan Tropicana Forest Hills and Caves resorts located in Itanla, Ondo Town, Ondo State. The visit followed an official invitation from the resort founder and president, Dr. Wanle Akinboboyi, an influential figure in Nigeria's tourism industry. And it will also be recalled that over the weekend, Reverend Nagombe served as a panelist at the Rural East School Conference held in Akure, Ondo State. The event brought together key stakeholders to explore innovative strategies for promoting rural tourism and leveraging cultural heritage as a driver of economic development. Well, if you ask me, the Zongo Hills project is a very, very good one, especially since it's been the project is going to be in partnership with Tumba Wanle Kimboboye, who owns the Lakapan Tropicana Resorts. I think if they can replicate what we have there in Zongo Hills, it's going to be one of the major projects that will open Taraba tourism to the world.
Yes, this is a follow-up to the pursuit of Taraba State government in ecotourism. That is a very good position as pursued by the commissioner. You know, when you are partnering with somebody in a worldwide venture as this, there is a need for you to do bumper-to-bumper monitoring and all that. So for him to go there to see the facilities they have there and trying to see how we can replicate those facilities in our own end here is a good one. He's doing a nice job. Kudos to the leader of the team. I think
Commissioner for Heritage.
Then I'm just trying to say kudos to Governor Kepas for the responsibilities that he has assigned Nagombe. Nagombe is doing actually well in that role. He's actually doing well. This bumper-to-bumper monitoring of things is expected to end up well for us.
And if you can, you can see that he's, the Honorable Commissioner is already been noticed by that is why he was called as one of the panelists at the Rural School Conference held in Akure, Ondo State. So I think this is also this is an opportunity for networking within the tourism sector, which is very good, because the more visible you are in this kind of events, the more you're able to network. And if you look at the story, the primary purpose of the commissioner's visit to Lakapan Tropicana was to study the exemplary model of ecotourism and cultural preservation. And it's because widely acclaimed for his authentic African experience and sustainable tourism practices. The resort offer a blueprint that Taraba State hopes to emulate in its flagship Zongo Kombi Hills and Agro Resort project, strategically located just 20 minutes from Jalingo. That is the key. That is what excites me the most.
You know, you can't even have a thriving tourism sector without a functional hotel.
Yeah.
You understand? Accommodation is very key to tourism development. So I think we're starting on a very good footing when we have the accommodation that we, when those investors come, when those people that want to come and do sightseeing in Taraba come, you have a very conducive place to stay. And this dream is being pursued in such a way that even in the hotel, there is this signature of culture and tourism being
typical African.
So this is a very good move for us.
And one thing that excites me with this Zongo Kombi Hills project is the fact that it is strategically located just 20 minutes away from Jalingo. So if you're coming by here, you drop at the Babasunte, newly remodeled airport, and you take just 20 minutes drive to the place. So it is going to be something that will be attractive. And even those of us within
can just go there.
Can just go for the anger, for relaxation. And before you know, there are a lot of opportunities. Movies could be shot in there.
Yeah.
Videos can be done there. Relaxation and even conferences can be held in such a very good environment. That is the good thing about tourism. So with this, I think the vision of the His Excellency Governor Agu prefers to place Taraba on the global tourism map is on the right course, if you ask me.
By God's grace, we have hopes, looking forward to the complete implementation of this.
Right, and it's also ambitious because Taraba will attract up to 100 million tourists over the next 5 years, according to the commissioner, which will mark a significant leap in Taraba's journey to become one of Nigeria's leading destination for heritage and ecotourism. That is a good one. So we look forward to the Zongo Kombi Hills and Agro Resorts initiative. That's a very good one.
Very good one, actually.
So let us move to another story here, which is the story of Dr. Aisha Abubakar Baju, conferred with the prestigious traditional title of Gimbia Biu. Secretary to the government of Taraba State, Barrister G.T. Katabs, alongside the Tambon of Mambila Plateau, His Royal Highness Dr. Audu Shehu Baju II, State PDP Chairman, Honorable Abubakar Bawa, and other top government officials attended the grand turbaning ceremony of Royal Highness AIG Dr. Aisha Abubakar Baju II, ONMNI, the Queen of the Mambila Plateau, held on Saturday, June 21, 2025 in the Jugri, Borno State. Royal Highness Dr. Aisha Abubakar Baju was officially conferred with the prestigious traditional title of Gimbia Biu Emirate by the Emir of Biu, His Royal Highness Mustafa Umar Mustafa II, in recognition of our humanitarian contribution and national service. I think there's a good one coming for our Royal Highness Aisha Abubakar Baju.
Yeah, she is a police officer that is serving with integrity, a veterinary doctor, and the Queen of Mambila Plateau, and now the Gimbia. I think Gimbia in Hausa is princess.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's the princess of Biu Emirate. It goes a long way to encourage this cultural transfer and harmony. You know, now as it stands, there is this agreement between the Mambila Plateau and the Biu Emirate Council. It goes a long way to speak in regards to how peaceful coexistence should be encouraged and unity and other things like that. So, and this, according to the report, is a recognition of our contribution to, what's it called? It is a recognition of our contribution to
humanitarian for the national service.
So you see, she is being recognized for what she has done. She's a good police officer, a good woman, a good queen. You understand? You know, she has so many roles. She's a queen.
A good doctor.
A good, yes, a good doctor. She's a doctor. She's a police officer, and she's a queen. And now a Gimbia. So we pray for God to continue to hold her hands, and congratulations to Biu Emirate Council for this feat, and congratulations to the Queen of Mambila for this feat.
And congratulations to Taraba State. And we can see we are ably represented by our own Chief Katabs.
Yes, the
Mambila Emirate Council for recognizing one of Taraba's most distinguished daughters. He described Dr. Bajo as a beacon of compassion, integrity, and selfless service. Noted a pivotal role in Nigerian police, where leadership and left a lasting national impact. As the Assistant Inspector General of Police, has exemplary conduct and humanitarian strides have not only brought pride to the Mambila Plateau, also echoed across the country. Chief Katab stated, I'm very sure Chief GT Katab will be excited that one of their daughters of the Mambila is being recognized in far away view. Well, it's a plus. It's a good one for the people of the Mambila that, yes, there's so much shine that they're recognized outside of the state. And it's also a thing that, especially for the girl child out there, do what you need to do and the world will recognize it. It's no longer a period where...
it's not a man's world anymore.
Yeah, it's anybody that does the right thing who owns the world right
She has created a niche for herself.
This is an inspiration for those coming the young girls out there. Get yourself educated, live a life of integrity and a life of service, and not also forgetting to keep the home front well. That is what will make you a better person. So with that, we'll go to another story, which is, we have this TSU student reminded of their pledge to discipline and order. The story in a firm yet instructive message, the Dean of Students at Taraba State University, Jalingo, has issued a clarion call to the student body, urging them to remain faithful to the solemn promises made at the onset of their academic journey. The statement directed at both general students and elected student leaders emphasized the critical importance of respect for institutional rules and responsibility that come with leadership. So do not forget the oath you took on the day of your matriculation. The day reminded you pledged to abide by the rules and regulations of the university. So that is the call to the students. And I think this call was made in the background of recently what they call sign out. I think the school said they are going to put send out a message that there will be no more sign out ceremony within Taraba State University, because a lot of students have abused that wonderful idea of signing out and making their last day of the exam colorful. A lot of them has abused this privilege that have been given. So I think the school had to put an end to it. Maybe just a reminder that they made some oaths while they're coming in, and there's a need for them to uphold those oaths. I think it's a good one. It's always good to remind people of the oaths they sign and the rules and regulations of institutions, so that they can always have a very good, live a very good and fruitful life within the school.
Normally, a university degree comes with character and learning. In most instances, people forget the character aspect and they concentrate on the learning thing. At times, they only look at the fact that I have my certificate. It does not really matter how I behave. It does not really matter how I conduct myself. The sign-out ceremony has been abused, just like you mentioned, because of the fact that that character aspect has not been displayed. Most of the times, it is true that they are done with their exams and somehow they've graduated from the university, but you will see them behaving in a manner that is uncalled for. Some of them walk around half naked with tattered clothes and things like that, and they block roads, you understand, disrupting traffic, and at times they go into vandalizing facilities on campus. So this call is timely, considering the fact that it's reminding students to understand that when you are in the university environment, you're not just there for the certificate. You're there for character too. You have to learn the etiquette of relationship, the way you're supposed to live among people as a reasonable human being. That too is part of the certificate that is being awarded. But in most instances, you discover that institutions at times forget these aspects. They concentrate on you fail your exams. At times, the dress code at times is uncultured. It's against some of. So that is it.
Well, and if you ask me, the dean is someone I know, Dr. Atandu.
Okay.
You should remember that I went to one of the most disciplined schools in Nigeria.
FGC Ukari.
So
Okay.
that discipline will still be in him.
Yeah.
And for years, he was a teacher.
Okay.
I think he was a teacher in maybe government day,
Okay.
Ukari. So you should know that this is someone that
He has the
he
rudiments.
has this in him. So I'm very sure if he is to implement this, they are going to be in for a very, very disciplined period.
He's doing a nice job. Kudos to him. He should keep up the good work. He is on track, and we look forward to him instilling the required discipline in TSU by God's grace.
Yeah, we are always proud. Let me just blow a trumpet here. Those of us from Federal Government College Ukari, we are always proud when we see our alumni doing great things. We're very, very disciplined school. I can't testify to that with what I've done.
Yeah, I can't help but agree. FGC Ukari has churned out a lot of FGC generally nationwide has churned out a lot of think tank professors, technocrats, and those who are helping to shape the economy and the political landscape of Nigeria. So,
well, that is all we can take on the morning show today. It's been a wonderful Monday morning, a very wet Monday morning, and also a day that we need to reflect on the fact that there's the need for peace in Nigeria, peace in Taraba, peace in Nigeria, peace across the world. We call on everyone who is everyone to embrace peace, embrace unity, embrace justice. That is the only way we can progress as a people, as a state, as a nation, and as progress in the world. So I would like to say thank you to everyone that made this this production a peaceful one.
Yeah.
Went on peacefully without any issues or any issues.
Yeah.
To the studio manager, Mr. Moses, kudos to you for the job well done.
Moses Peter.
Yeah, Moses Peter. Mr. What if you want to change his name to Hausa, you say Musa
Bitrus.
Mr. Bitrus. Mr. Musa Bitrus. I think that sounds better with me. Then we have Mr. Mishaka Lazarus, who is the master control operator. How do I change that, Mishaka Lazarus?
Well, I think it's still Mishaka and still Lazarus. The only thing is that
Lazarus.
No, it's still Lazarus in Hausa, but I'm just looking at it from the perspective where Lazarus is back to life. He has a way of bringing back the studio to life.
Okay, so Lazarus, Mr. Mishak went through the fire of production this morning and ensured that he brought the studio back to life. And also every member of the crew, Silas, James, the tech lead, and everybody that the stars of some TV, including Mr. Ira Daniel Kukwe this morning. It seems over the weekend he had some pounded yam. He's looking very well fed.
No, it's just the grace of God.
Just the grace of God. We didn't eat. It's just the grace of God.
I've been eating fish, but not pounded yam.
Thank you very much. And also the Chief Executive Officer of Some TV, Chief Gabriel Olainka, who is also the executive producer of the morning show. Thank you for providing the platform. Well, I am Abraham Manejola. Don't go anywhere. Some TV has a lot to still offer you today. Thank you very much.
In today's digital age, staying ahead of the curve is crucial for us.